Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing wherever you may be right now. And today we have a very exciting video. You read the title, so you already know what's up. But this is a video that I have been thinking about making for a long time now. Today we're going to be doing reviews on some clone fragrances of a popular fall winter time scent known as Angel Share by Kilian. Now, this scent has been on my radar for a long time. Ever since I really started getting into colognes, I started noticing this scent when it came down to the fall winter time, because those are scents that I tend to favor more. And it's just something that I have really wanted to own for, I want to say, the past couple of months now. Luckily enough for me, I do own that fragrance, but we're not going to be talking about that one just yet. That'll be discussed in a whole nother video. Today we're just going to be reviewing the clones that I personally own. And we're not going to be doing a comparison of how they stack up to the original. We're just going to be talking about those scents individually. I'll do a comparison and give you all an answer as to which one of them is the best clone to that fragrance. But like I said, that'll be in another video. But if you all are interested in seeing what these fragrances have to offer, I'm about to jump on in. All right, y'all. So the first fragrance we're going to get into today is one of the most popular fragrances in the world right now. It's very popular on TikTok. I know TikTok got to this a long time ago, and around the same time it was starting to get up there in popularity, I think I had purchased it. Again, I didn't purchase it on the TikTok shop, but I purchased it somewhere else because for some reason I don't really trust the TikTok shop. But if you all have purchased from the TikTok shop, you all can let me know whether or not it's legit or not. For me personally, I just couldn't do it. But we're going to be talking about Camera by Lattafa. That's going to be the first one we discuss. So looking at the box, you know, it's very interesting. You know, they got a nice little wooden base here, and got a nice little black top. They got the brand, the logo on the top of the box. And as you see, the front, you got the brand name, and then it has the name of the fragrance on it. But let's start unboxing it. It slides up, so pretty cool. And just the presentation on this is A1. The display, they went all out with the display. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably one of the best display designs I've seen for a fragrance. Like, they take their packaging very seriously, and it's not even just with this fragrance. I bought another fragrance from Lattafa, and they care about their packaging over there. But the fact that it just sits comfortably in this little pouch, it's almost like a throne, honestly. And you know, it has like a little reflective mirror. They got the pretty much the same thing as they do on the front of the box on the back of here. But presentation, on point. I've made a slight little dent in this because when I first got it, man, I didn't even want to touch another one of my fragrances. Not to say that I had too many at the time, but when I got this one, I was really starting to add to my collection. Also, a full fragrance collection video that will be coming out very shortly. This fragrance comes in like a little square whiskey glass, and man, is this a pretty design. Name of the house on the top. Nice little cap, plastic cap it turns. Take it off. And this design is just, I can't get over it. I don't know why I'm so intrigued by this design specifically, but it looks amazing. And I can already smell it. I can already smell it, and I just took the top off. Let's go ahead and see what it smells like. Go ahead and get that a 1-2. Nice atomizer, you know. Again, I didn't even put the tester strip to my nose. The smell kind of just travels. And it smells, oh my God. The only way I can really describe this fragrance is apple pie. sweet, warm apple pie. This gives me Christmas time vibes, like you going to maybe a Christmas party or a nice little function, family, friends, significant others, wherever you're gonna go. If you put this on, you will get noticed. This is probably one of the best smelling fragrances that I have for the fall winter time. We'll get more into that when I drop my collection video. Very nice, very warm, very sweet. And that's the thing about this fragrance. When you get this fragrance and you smell it, it's very linear. I like it because I like the sweet smell, but there's no, I want to say there's no character to it. It's not, actually, no, let me take that back. This does have character, it doesn't have complexity. From top to bottom, you pretty much get this sweet apple pie scent. And I'm not complaining about that by any means, but I would say that's probably the only knock this fragrance has. I would say that it has very good longevity. I would say it lasts on your skin, I want to say anywhere between 7-8 hours. Sprayed on clothes, it's going to last until you wash it. Trust me, it's going to last until you wash it, and even you might have to wash it again. Now, I've heard some people say that this is a beast mode fragrance and that it really projects. Yes, it does project, but I've found that over time, I want to say it kind of lost that beast mode energy to it. It's not projecting as much as it used to. Maybe that's just because I'm used to smelling it, so I don't know. It does still fill up a room, so if you spray a good amount, you're going to attract a lot of attention. It's not a nauseating scent, so if you spray it a lot, which I wouldn't recommend if you're going into closed spaces, and that's with any fragrance that is very sweet or spicy, I wouldn't do that. But with this one, you can spray it a good amount of times in a closed setting and it won't necessarily offend anybody. Well, it won't offend most people, but just be mindful. If you're going out and you're gonna be outside, oh, spray to your heart's content. Because you spent money on a fragrance and you want people to smell it, go ahead. Do your thing with it. And it's a relatively cheap fragrance too, so I mean, if you're looking to pick this up, I will go ahead and buy it. Obviously, I did. Now, discussing the notes that are in this fragrance, we're gonna get into the little breakdown. So, top notes: cinnamon, nutmeg, bergamot. You don't really smell the bergamot too much in this, because, like I said, this is a very sweet scent. Middle notes: dates, praline, tuberose, mahonio. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know exactly what that is, because I'm struggling to say it right now. Base notes, you got vanilla, tonka bean, amberwood. What is that? You all see the notes, so you know which one I'm looking at. Benzoin and Jesus. Yeah. Y'all, I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna stress myself out trying to say these words, because half these things, I don't even know truly what they are. But I'm not gonna put my brain into overdrive and shock trying to pronounce that. From my first fragrance of what was looking into be an Angel Share clone, I was very satisfied with this. I looked at a lot of reviews and people were giving good reviews about this. TikTok, YouTube, whatever. I didn't know what Angel Share smelled like, but from what people were saying, they smelled similar. So went ahead and bought it. Definitely would buy it again if I ever run out of it, because I have a lot of fragrances now and I'm not sure that I'll be wearing one of them so much more than the other. So I might have this bottle for quite a while. All right, so now let's move into the second out of the 3 Angel Share clone fragrances that I have. Next up, we got Zamaya's Share-Off Blend. Found out about this fragrance a little while after I found out about Compra. This one, again, I don't know what it is with the Angel Share clones, but their packaging is just top tier on every front. Now, some people have said that their only issue with this is that with the packaging, the middle part has been like falling off of the box. So what holds the fragrance, this part right here, it would come apart from this. So people can't necessarily open it like this. Similar to Camera, it has its own little place, little throne. It doesn't have a mirror behind it like Camera does. Similar to Camera, it has its own little whiskey glass type of look to it, but instead of being square, it's circular. On the top, you got the name of the house and the name of the cologne. So take the cap off. Nice atomizer, nice little sprayer. And on the top, well not on top, but right beneath it, it has the name of the house as well. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the way Zamaya's Sheriff Blend smells. Personally, I like the atomizer on Zamaya more than Camera. Sheriff's Blend more than Camera. This fragrance is sweet, not as sweet as Camera though. It's a little brighter and a little more boozy, okay? So it has a little more of an alcoholic smell to it, which honestly, I like because I feel like that gives it more character. I get more longevity and projection when I wear this one over Camera, and I can say I've gotten more compliments wearing Sheriff Blend. Now, since these are all clones of the same fragrance, they're gonna have similar notes to them. So when discussing Sheriff Blend by Zamaya, their top notes consist of dates, nutmeg, and saffron. Pretty interesting. Middle notes, vanilla, praline, tuberose, and in the base notes you have tonka bean, amberwood, benzoin, and musk. Sheriff Blends by Zamaya is not as sweet as Camera, like I said. And it's a little spicier, and it has a little more of an alcoholic scent to it. Not in the, rubbing alcohol, but like a drink. So it has more of that to it, which kind of makes me lean more towards this one as opposed to Camera because it has the complexity. It has more character depth. It's not linear sweet like Camera is. It is sweet, don't get me wrong, but it has just a twist more character to it. Now, when I first got this fragrance, oh man. When I tell you I felt like I've been duped because these two smelled exactly the same. These two fragrances smelled so much alike, I thought I just bought the same thing in a different bottle. I thought I only paid for different packaging. I showed it to my roommate and my homie JJ when I first got it. And he smelled it, he looked at me, and he was like, bro, did you just get fooled into buying the same fragrance in a different bottle? And me being so like excited to have this fragrance and not really think about, oh, they smell the same. I'm thinking whatever the reviewers had said, and I'm putting that to make the difference. I'm putting those connections together to make the difference and think, oh yeah, they do smell different. He looked at me, he was like, bro, you got scammed. You spent your money to buy the same thing in a different bottle. And when he said that, I smelled them again, just like this. The realization on my face said it all. I was so upset, but to find light in a pretty depressing situation, I just said, hey, well, that means when I run out of one, I have another. So if they're pretty much the same, then I just have a backup. The more I wore this fragrance, and in comparison to Camera, I started to realize that they do have distinct differences. And these differences are made more apparent the more you wear and smell both of these fragrances. Camera is linear sweet, top to bottom, straight sweetness. Sheriff Blend by Zamaya, not nearly as sweet, and it starts off brighter and has more of an alcoholic scent to it. These two fragrances smell quite different. Now that I'm able to really pinpoint what is different about them, I can't smell them and say, oh yeah, they smell the same. They do smell similar, but they're not the same. The projection is a little bit greater on Sheriff Blend than it is on Camera, and the longevity is a little longer. I would say the projection goes about 3 feet even, maybe a little more. The longevity on this fragrance goes from skin, at least on my skin, it goes to about 8 hours minimum, 10 hours max. On clothes, you're not getting this stuff off. Similar to Camera, you have to wash it a few times, and even then you're still gonna smell small hints of this fragrance on it. Now it's time we get to the final clone fragrance that I own. Kismet Magic, formerly known as Kismet Angel by Maison Alhambra. Similar to Camera, the box kind of opens up from the top, not nearly as dramatic, kind of short and sweet. Box isn't nearly as big, so I don't know what you're really expecting. On the top, you know, black box, got the name of the house and brand, got the name on the top of the box as well. The side has both sides have angel wings, so that's kind of nice. It has Kismet on it. Comes out of its little mini throne. Presentation, very simple. Nothing like Sheriff Blend or Camera in terms of bottle presentation, but like all of them, they have similar colored juice. The title of the cologne is on the front in this little diamond shape, and the rest of it is just the bottle, see-through bottle. Top, nothing like Camera or Zamaya Sheriff Blend. In terms of the smell, okay, Atomizer isn't as good as Zamaya Sheriff Blend, but it is a little better than Camera. Woo! This smells nothing like these two. And that's not in a bad way. I just got this fragrance, and when I smelled it, I was like, okay, at least I don't feel like I bought another one of the same scents. This fragrance, it opens up darker than Sheriff Blend and darker than Camera, but it's not as sweet as Camera, and it's a little more alcoholic out the opening than Sheriff Blend. I smell this and I smell more richness. It has more depth to it. It's a little heavier, it's darker, much darker than both of those other two. When I smelled all three of these, I was like, okay, they all can't be Angel Share clones because they all smell different. And that's also one thing I wanted to discuss. I truly believe there is a difference between clones and inspired by fragrances. All of these are inspired by fragrances. They're not clones. In the following video, I will be discussing which one of these fragrances is the closest to Angel Share. But long story short, I will say that these fragrances are not clones. They are inspired by fragrances. Learning that difference makes all the difference. Now, it's gonna kind of sound repetitive when I'm naming these notes because they all are supposed to be clones of the same fragrance, so that's to be expected. Top notes in Kismet Magic, cognac. That's it, that's all. Middle notes, cinnamon, tonka bean, and oak. Base notes, praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. Now, before I really knew the difference between Kismet Magic and its predecessor, Kismet Angel, I was looking at the notes for the wrong fragrance. I was looking at the notes for Kismet Angel because I thought that they were the same thing, just a different name. They're not. They do have differences in terms of their note breakdown. In the base notes of Kismet Angel, there's dark chocolate. There isn't any of that in Kismet Magic. But even still, I do think there is something that makes this fragrance darker and a little heavier than these other two. So there's part of me that believes that there is still a dark chocolate note to it. This fragrance has very good longevity, very good projection. The projection on this one is about 2 to 3 feet. You don't need to overspray this one because that alcohol smell and that heaviness that this scent has to it is going to carry it very far. Longevity, this will last on your skin, it'll last on your clothes. They all have that in common. So there's really no difference in between that. On skin, I would say the longevity on this one is about 8 hours. On clothes, same story. It's a little easier, surprisingly, to get this one off than the other two, which makes no sense to me because on how they smell. But can't argue with the science. Now, which one of these inspired by fragrances would I personally choose as the best one? Then which one would I choose as the second best and the third best? Sheriff Blend by Zamaya, top fragrance. Next we got Kamra by Lattafa. Then falling in third place is Kismet Magic by Maison Alhambra. It's pretty easy for me to choose, honestly, because I know which ones I like, and there are different factors that fall into it. So, versatility, usability, compliments, longevity projection, things of that nature. There's so many things that go into rank on how I rank where fragrances lie amongst each other. And personally, Zamaya has shown me that it has better projection, better longevity. It's gotten me more compliments, and I feel it's a bit more versatile, so it can work in more situations than Kismet Magic, especially. Like the versatility of this one to this one is night and day. This blows this out the water in terms of versatility, in my opinion. Kamra can be used more in versatility in comparison to Kismet Magic, but it doesn't come close to Sheriff Blend, personally speaking. Now, people, when they talk about these fragrances in terms of how they stack up to Angel Share, there are a lot of different opinions, and I'll be discussing those little different opinions and different perspectives in another video. But for right now, if I'm ranking these on their own, the best fragrance, in my opinion, is Sheriff Blend by Zamaya. Kamra is very good, so it puts up a fight. And for the first one of these for me to own, I loved it. Loved every second of it. I didn't enjoy Kismet Magic as much. Mind you, all of these are blind buys. Don't do as I do as I say. Always smell the fragrance first, because I've learned in my recent purchases, some of them, you can't always take the word of an influencer on the internet. These people get paid. They get paid to do this. And I figured that out real bad. Oh, in one of these fragrances I figured out. But also, that's partially on me because I should know. While they may be popular influencers, we don't all have the same sense of smell. We don't all have the same nose. We don't all like the same notes. We don't like all the same things when it comes to how colognes smell. So, me taking that into account now, well, I acknowledge it. I don't always take it into account. But I do now realize that I can't necessarily get mad at them for me not liking a fragrance that they rant and rave about, because I'm not them. If we're talking about what influencers may say is the better fragrance of these three, they'll probably more often than not say Kamra is the best one. That's probably what the majority will say. And there are some people who think Kismet Magic is the better of the three. But I do notice that there's very few of those people. Kamra's more popular, but in my opinion, this is the best of the three. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I post another video. And let me know what other videos you guys want to see next on the channel. But I do have a few, 3 more ideas coming very soon. So I would like to thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.